Hello and welcome to the Case IH Axial Flow 250 Series Combine Operation Guide. In this video, assuming that the header is in good working order, we shall be looking at the general setup and adjustments for various crop types. Attach the header and, if required, carry out the calibration. When satisfied and ready, set up the 3 header height setting programs as follows. Set the maximum working height of the header via the screen toolbox Head 1 tab. The combine continues to measure areas, yields, etc. below this setting. Above it, it will turn off the measurements and set the Headland mode sieve and fan settings. So set it just high enough to clear the swath. Also, set the float or pressure override threshold on the screen toolbox Head 2 tab. Simply explained, this means that if the header comes into contact with the ground and a reduced hydraulic system pressure is measured, the hydraulic system will retain a minimum of 80% header carrying pressure, so that in this example only 20% of the weight of the header will ever be felt on the ground, thus minimizing skid wear. 10 to 15% is a good general setting for the UK. A symbol of red arrows shows up on the left-hand side of the screen during work to show that the header is in float mode. Engage the combine and header drives and manually lower the header to near cutting height you want to achieve. Manually position the reel where it needs to be. Momentarily press and hold program 1 until the LED illuminates. The height and reel position will now be memorized. You can fine-tune the cutting height using the plus-minus key, without the need to resave. Perhaps for laid material, manually reposition the header and reel again. This time press and hold program 2 until the LED illuminates. This new setting will be memorized. Using the header resume button on the multi-function handle, you can now toggle between the 2 programs. At the Headland, using the header resume button and the shift button at the same time on the multi-function handle, the header will move into the Headland mode. The header will automatically raise just above the maximum working height setting. Manually position the reel down over the front of the knife whilst in this mode and it will be remembered. Next time you enter the Headland mode, the reel position will automatically go to this new set position. From Headland mode, just touch the resume button and the header and combine will resume full working position and settings. If you entered Headland mode from program 1, then it will re-enter into program 1. On the control screen toolbox, enter Head 2 tab and set up the header lower speed rate, tilt speed rate, height sensitivity and tilt sensitivity. If you find in work that the stubble is wavy, then reduce the sensitivity and speed rates. Adjust one setting at a time until the auto header movement is fully under control. In normal operation, when the header is off the ground, but with the skids in contact with the ground, the screen symbol depicts a wavy line under the header. When working in float, the symbol on the screen highlights 2 red arrows as well as the wavy line. Working with the header and skids off the ground, or the skids not working, then a straight line is shown. When combining oilseed rape and other tall, tangled crops, it will be advisable to fit hydraulic side knives. Remove the short dividers by undoing the bolts or the clip-on dividers, depending on the specification. Latch the side knives onto the hook and bar and lock down. Be careful, they are heavy and sharp. The left-hand knife has a hydraulic feed and return coupling. The right-hand knife has feed, return and a case drain coupling. Connect accordingly. A set of crop lifters for every 4th finger is supplied. These can be fitted for crops such as necked over barley, peas and stony conditions. Remember though, for crop lifters to work correctly, the knife must be about 4 to 5 inches away from the ground. The knife can be pushed in and out on the move by using the reel fore and aft button in conjunction with the shift button on the back of the multifunction handle. Push out completely for oilseed rape and right in for very short crops, and adjust as necessary to suit the height of the crop to get easy feed of cut material into the auger. Using the multifunction handle buttons, position the reel so that the tine bar is just in contact with the crop and the lowest tine bar is just over the knife. Using the reel slope setting on the control screen and reel speed setting on the control arm, adjust the speed to be going very slightly faster than the forward speed to draw the crop over the knife prior to cutting. The tine fingers should be vertical into the crop. This can easily be adjusted by positioning the selector in one of 9 positions. Ensure the handle is pointing rearward after tightening. In laid material, it is possible to use the reel as a pickup. Position the tines in position 1 and lower the reel fully to just above the ground level but below the knife. Some drivers prefer this method instead of crop lifters. If you experience frequent blocking of the auger, then the chances are that the auger needs height setting. Set the flight to bed clearance to suit the bulk of material to be fed to the centre. For example, for rape, set it at approximately 25 mm, wheat 15 mm and barley 12 mm. Take account of where the knife is likely to be positioned so as the flight and tines do not interfere with the knife bed slider skin when fully in. The clearance is achieved by the adjustment jacks on either end of the auger and on the 12.1 metre header in the middle as well. Loosen all bolts and use the jack thread to move the auger up and down to suit. Ensure you move it evenly across the full width with equal turns and then check the clearance. When the auger has been adjusted, then reset the retracting tines. This only needs to be done on the right side of the header. Loosen the bolts and using a lever spanner, turn the centre bolt so that the tine clearance is approximately 2 mm less than the flight clearance. However, if wrapping is apparent on the tines, then shorten the tines below the flights. On the 12.1 metre header, the process is exactly the same, excepting a jacking screw is used instead of the centre bolt. When the auger flight and tine clearance have been set, then adjust the stripper plates towards the flights. Loosen the bolts and slide the strippers to achieve a clearance of approximately 3 to 5 mm. When done, run the combine and check for any interference during the full raise lower arc of the header. If this is not done, then there is every chance that wrapping on the auger will frequently occur. If you do experience a blockage in the header or feeder, then carry out the following reverse procedure. Immediately disengage the header. If necessary, slide the knife bed away from under the auger. This is advisable to stop crop from lifting and bending the slider skin during reverse. Lift and pull back the yellow header engagement switch and then lift and push it fully forward. Then using the header plus-minus switch, press the minus side to reverse the header and elevator assembly. Once cleared, you can re-engage the header as normal. Always remember that more comprehensive information including adjustment procedures and troubleshooting can be found in the operator's manual, which should be read prior to harvest operations, maintenance and repairs. Thank you for watching and have a great season.